Today I'm going to be telling you the story of how me and my sister got from nothing all the way up to $350,000 a month with our Bootstrap SaaS product. Now, of course, I'm going to tell this story from my own point of view. My story begins at 2014 when I got released from the IDF and moved to Tel Aviv. Then a good friend of mine told me, dude, let's open up a real estate agency. Like anyone in their 21s, I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. It's like, it is the millennial version of, dude, let's open up a bar. We tried that for about a year. He kept doing it. He's actually doing it until today, but it wasn't for me. I wasn't able to make any sales in real estate, so I decided to quit, got back to being a waiter for a while, and during this time another friend of mine, that was 2015, told me, dude, let's open up an online store. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Like, I got nothing else to do. So during my shifts as a waiter, I started learning basic e-commerce skills like designing in Photoshop, and I was learning some e-commerce marketing tips. And then eventually we've decided to move to Beersheba, which is in the southern part of Israel. So we actually had 3 reasons to move to Beersheba. The first one was to eliminate distraction, anything from family, friends, parties, everything that's gonna get us away from the work itself. Second, of course, is focusing on the work, just waking up, working from the moment we wake up all the way until we go to sleep. And the third reason was to lower our living costs. Tel Aviv is super expensive, so we decided to move to Beersheba because it's much cheaper. And also my friend had this aunt that were willing to give us her apartment free of charge, just pay for the bills, and we're good to go. So in these 8 months, we opened up our first e-commerce store and we really grinded it out. We learned everything there is to learn about e-commerce, from marketing and inventory and tracking and designing your store, and we really learned everything around e-commerce. We even made our first sales. However, we didn't manage to get profitable. We kept losing money month over month. We couldn't get the store to be profitable, and after about 8 months the money started running out again. So we decided to take it one step even further, and we actually moved to Krakow, to another country, for another 8 months. And this is where we met with our mentors, the guys who actually created the course we took back in the day to learn about e-commerce. And we also had a lot of other friends doing e-commerce. So we really surrounded ourselves with people with the same mindset. They wanted to do the same. They were all profitable, and just looking at their success and being around them was very significant for us. Really keep focusing on the business. At the end of this period, we didn't manage to be profitable yet. The revenue grew, but we were still losing money month over month, and we had no choice but going back to Israel because we ran out of money and we got back to our parents' places. And at this time, we really felt frustrated because we've been doing this for almost 2 years. All of our friends have been doing it. They're all successful. They're not more talented than us. They're not better than us in any way. We're doing everything the right way, but we just couldn't get it right. And this is when we decided to pivot. We pretty much took all the data that we got from this store. We gathered data for over 2 years, and then we found one product that was a bestseller. However, it was super expensive because our supplier was selling it to us at about $60 and we were selling it for like $80. So we just found something similar on AliExpress for $4 and we sold it for $20 for the same customers who were willing to buy it for $80. Suddenly the conversion rate went through the roof, and that's when everything started to move really fast. Everything exploded. We opened up a new store around this product and we managed to scale things from there fairly fast. So we got to about, I think, $200,000 in revenue every month. Of course, it's not profit. And at this point, I decided e-commerce is no longer for me. Me and my partner decided to split. We're still very good friends, but we went different ways. He continued with his store and he's still managing the store until today. And for me, I remember that every day when I was running the store, I kept going into the App Store day by day to find out new technologies and understand how I can stand ahead of the curve. I was also speaking to app developers, suggesting new features to make them better. But during this time, I still had a lot of issues that I found no app that could solve. So I just started creating this list of app ideas, just entertaining myself with the idea of one day I'm gonna build an app. Now I knew that other merchants needed these solutions because I had a lot of friends doing e-commerce and they had the same problems pretty much. And somewhere during this time, I found out that one of the apps that I was using in my e-commerce journey was based in Israel, in Tel Aviv. So I messaged the founder and he invited me into their offices. They actually wanted to talk to merchants to learn more from them. So I came to the office, we sat down for a few hours, all of his employees asked me a bunch of questions and I answered everything and everybody was happy. And then he's like, okay, bye, it was nice to meet you. And I'm like, whoa, dude, let's sit down and talk. I want to hear your side of the story. So we sat down for another hour or so, and from the numbers he shared with me, I felt my mind melting. I figured, okay, it shouldn't be that hard to build an app, and the numbers in terms of revenue and growth are insane. So when I got out of this meeting, I told this guy, who's today a very good friend of mine, dude, I'm building an app. I'm gonna get it done. I don't know if he thought I'm serious, but I was dead serious about it. At that time, my sister also had a Shopify store. She had a lot of experience with it. She also managed to get sales. She also managed to run the store and understand how to set up everything. But I knew she wanted out. Things didn't go as well as she expected, just same way that happened to me back in the day. And I told her, sis, let's open up a Shopify app. Now, at the beginning, I can't even remember if she was right up for it or I had to convince her, but the end, we decided to do it. We both moved back to our parents' place in Dishon in the northern part of Israel. It's a small village where it was just us, our parents, and a bunch of sheep to make sure, again, no distraction. Now, I chose to go into this journey with my sister because I can trust her with my life. She is an amazing person, super capable, super talented in so many things that I would never be able of doing on my own. I hope she felt the same. And once we got to our parent place, we pretty much opened this list of ideas that we had back in the day. We did some market research and we chose to go with a smaller project just to kind of taste the water, make sure we can generate revenue, kind of an MVP to validate our ideas and the business plan. Basically, once we locked down on an idea, we just started creating a specification document or a product requirement document. So once we decided which app we're going to build, we just created a document specifying all the little details of the app, every button, what it should do. We created these mockups to show exactly what needs to happen. We were talking about pricing. We made something very simple, just like $10 a month, and that's it. And then we had another problem we need to solve. We are both non-developers, we don't know how to build apps, and we barely have any money. At that time, we were kinda debating whether should we bring someone else who's going to be a technical founder who's going to build the app, or we should just hire someone remotely. Eventually, I'm super happy, but we made the decision to hire a remote developer. We went on Upwork and Fiverr and looked for a bunch of developers who already built Shopify apps before and asked them for time estimations. Now, once we get a few offers for building the first project or the first app, we've decided to go with one developer that seems the most serious and also gave us the best offer in terms of timing and price. The development process took about 2 months, and after the first app was ready, we launched it on the Shopify App Store. That was somewhere in the middle of 2018. And right from the first day, we started getting some installs and actually paying customers, paying $10 month over month. So that product took about 3 months to develop, I think, and the cost for that project was about $2,500 for the entire project. Now this app, until today, generates about $2,000 a month without us touching anything. There is barely any support, no technical requirement from us, we don't build any new features, it's the same since 2018, printing money. And our business model was validated. Now it was the time to build the big product. The one thing that we knew had a lot of potential, but it's going to be more complex and it's going to cost money. But now, because we know the business model works, we can really invest more money into it and be willing to go all the way. So we continued with the same developer, and this is when we built Reconvert, and it's still until today our flagship product. So Reconvert was ready and launched to the App Store in June 12, 2018. By the end of 2018, we got 811 installs and generated a little over $4,000. In 2019, however, the numbers were a lot different. By the end of 2019, we've generated $342,000 and got almost 9,000 installs. And now we are in 2024 and we are making this amount of revenue and this amount of installs pretty much on a monthly basis. And by the way, guys, if you like the story so far, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you know whenever I release new videos. And if you want to learn more about how to build your own SaaS and live your own dreams. And also, guys, I'm putting a lot of effort into these videos. You have no idea what it takes to make these videos. So also, please smash that like button so that the YouTube algorithm can get us more views. And if you have any questions about my journey, feel free to comment in the comment section below. I promise I'll answer each and every one of you. Now guys, I can tell you that during this process I had a lot of sleepless nights, very dark period when I couldn't sleep, I felt really bad, there was a dark pit that I couldn't see the end of, but eventually you only need to succeed once. So it's okay to work hard. It's okay to miss it out the first time. For me, it took 4 tries to really get something that I'm proud of, that I'm happy with, that I can go with for the long term, that really takes care of all my financial needs. And I remind you guys, at the beginning, I wanted to start small. All I wanted was to generate about $10,000 a month so I don't have to think about money. I never imagined it's gonna get to that scale. So just start small and go from there. Don't worry too much about the future. And another thing that is important to mention, if you look at your friends, successful entrepreneurs, or other stories of other people making it either fast or slow, don't get hung up on this, okay? Everyone have its own story, everyone struggles differently. I remember back in the day, I saw my mentors, I was super jealous of them because they were living their dreams, they had tons of money to buy whatever they want, but I know that it took them 3 years to be successful. Like, I know their story because I met them, I know how it works. Then I met the other guy, the founder of that app that I was speaking to. He was making a lot of money too, still does, but he told me his story. I know he had many years working in misery trying to figure this out. So it's okay, everybody had its own journey and you need to look inwards and not outwards to find out what you need to do. Now, just before we wrap this video out, if you are looking to build your own SaaS or app and you find this interesting, we actually created a free 6-episode crash course. You can check it out in the description below, talking all about how to build a Shopify app specifically, but of course you can apply it to any type of SaaS you want. I'll put it down in the description below. And if you're really serious about it and you really want to take it one step further, we have a full-length course with over 80 lessons where we take you step by step and actually building an app with you all the way until generating the first few dollars and actually keep marketing the app and keep promoting it and keep developing it to show you how to get it done. So guys, I think really this is everything I wanted to say in this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.